Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about present. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you some techniques to speak about present. So I'm mainly focusing on present simple tense. So also I'm not gonna explain it in a very complicated way or grammatical way. I'm gonna explain it simply, which is useful for daily life. So let's get started. So first you can able to see two sentences here. I play cricket and playing cricket. Can you find the difference between these sentences? If I say I play cricket, this implies the habit. And if say I'm playing cricket, this means I'm playing cricket right this moment. I play cricket is an example of simple present tense, and I'm playing cricket is an example of present continuous tense. So in this video, we are gonna look at present simple tense. We use present simple tense to talk about habits, something that is true in the present, something that happens regularly in the present, something that is always true. So now we are going to look at the sentence structure. So here you can able to see an example. I like books. So here the structure of the sentence is subject plus V1 form of the verb plus object. Here base form of the verb is used here. So we use base form of the verb or V1 form of the verb in present simple tense. So the structure will be subject plus V1 form of the verb plus object. If the subject is he, she, it, or singular or uncountable noun, we add an s after the verb. So it's very important because this is a common mistake made by English learners. So here is an example. He works hard. So note that point. So here you can able to see a question. So you have to find the mistake. 3 sentences are given here. Tom play football. They watches TV. Cat walk every day. Can you find out the mistake? Here is an answer. So this question. So in the first case, you can see that Tom play football. It's wrong because the subject is singular. So so we need to add s after the verb. So the correct form is Tom plays football. And the second sentence, the subject is in singular or uncountable noun or he, she, it. It's in plural. So therefore, we don't add s after the verb in plural subject. So the correct form is they watch TV. And in the third case, cat is a singular noun and we need to add s after work. So it will be cat walks every day. Ask questions. So we're going to create questions using present simple tense. So here you can able to see some examples. Do you play cricket? Where do you live? Does Tom play football? Where does he come from? So we use do and does to make questions with the present simple. We use does for he, she, it, or singular third person or uncountable nouns, and do for the others. For example, plural or you, they, such words. So, and the structure of this sentence is The question is do or does plus subject plus verb plus object. So here, look here. Do you play cricket? So here the subject is you. You. So we use do for that. And the second case, where do you live? Same. And does Tom play football? Here, Tom is singular, so therefore we have used does here. And also, where does he come from? Same. And the structure is do or does. First question words, do or does, and plus subject plus verb plus object. So we use do and does with question words like where, what, and when. For example, where do Johnsy and Ria live? What does Johnsy do? But questions with who often don't use do or does. It's very important to understand that. Who lives in New York? So we don't say who do live. It's wrong because here there is no subject. That's why we don't use do or does. Who lives in New York? Who plays cricket at the weekend? That's it. Able to see a question. Correct the following sentences. Where does she live? What do Ria do? How does you make the box? Who live with you? So let's solve this one. So in the first case, where does she live? Do you think it is correct? No, this isn't correct. So you think how is it possible? Is everything is correct because we have used dash because the subject is singular. And what's wrong with this sentence? The wrong is here. The mistake is here. Lives. So note that once we use dash in a sentence, we don't need to add s after the verb. So the correct sentence is where does she live, not lives. So we don't have to add s. If we use does. So that's it's also a common mistake made by English learners. And let's look at the second sentence. What do Ria do? How will you say that? What does Ria do? Yeah. How does you make the box? What's wrong with this sentence? Here the subject is you. So we have to say, how do you make the box? And the last one, who live with you? It's apparently looks like everything is correct, but we need to add is after live. It's important. So when you ask question or when you add question verbs like who in a present simple tense questions, you need to add is after the verb. So who lives with you? Who goes there? So that's it. Let's look at some negative sentences. So, we use do not, or its short form is don't, and does not to make negative sentences in present simple tense. So you can able to see the examples. I like cricket, but I don't like football. Don't is the contraction of do not. I don't live in London. I don't doesn't live in London. So here the subject is singular, so we use doesn't. And one more thing you need to notice is you don't have to add es after the verb because we have used does. So don't add yes. The condition or the rule is same in negative sentence. Ria doesn't drive to work. So these are the examples of negative sentences. So now let's look at some examples. Uh, I've told you that we use present simple tense to talk about habits. I play football every day. I go to the park. Okay, now something that is true in the present. We can also use this one to say that something is true in the present. I'm a student. He lives in London. Something that happens regularly in the present. We can use this one to say something that happens regularly in the present. I play football every weekend. So it's similar to habits. Then next, something that is always true. The human body contains 206 bonds. It doesn't change anymore because so it's true. So we use present simple tense. Light travels at almost um, 3 lakh kilometers per second. So that's it. So now we are going to do some practice questions. So you need to practice it to nail this form. So first you have to read the question I'm showing here. After it post the video, try to answer yourself, then watch the video. So it's a good way to learn the form. So complete the conversation between A and B. Read a person's B's answers and then write the correct questions. So here is the question. So here you have to create questions based on the replay of B. So in the first case, the answer of the B is I live in London. So A is asking about the place of B. So the question will be where. The question will be starting with where because we're asking about the place. Well, the subject is you. So the question word is where do you live? Yes. In the second case, the answer of the B is I'm a teacher. So this means A is asking about the profession of B. So the question will be what do you do? What do you do? Yes. In the third case, the answer of B is I don't have any. I'm an only child. So the question is about the question is asking about the siblings of B. So the question can be do you have any siblings, or it also can be how many siblings do you have, or how many brothers and sisters do you have. So let's look at the answers. So let's move on to the next question. So here is the question for you. In this activity, you have to make questions. You have to ask some questions to John C based on the hints given below. Example: you know that John C plays football. You want to know how often. Ask here. How often do you play football? So you need to create questions from the hint given here. So let's do it. Let's look at the first case. You are not sure whether Johnsy speaks English. You want to know. Ask her. How will you ask that? So, you need to start the question with do, as the subject is you, and also the question is yes or no question, yes or no. The answer is yes or no. So you have to start it with do or does or did according to the subject. Or if it is WH question, so you need to add WH question word. So, do you speak English? So that is the answer. So let's look at the second case. You know that John C. goes to the cinema a lot. You want to know how often. Ask her. How would you ask that? So, how often? So, the question word is how often. Then the subject is you. Therefore, do you go to the cinema? Okay, that's the question. In this third case, perhaps John C's sisters plays football too. You want to know? Ask John C. So how would you ask that? So here the subject is John C's sister. Oh, your sister. When you ask it, you would say your sister. So the question will be how will be the question? So guess that. So the question will be, does your sister play football? Because the subject here is your sister. So the question is, does your sister play football? So the answer is given here. So also here's a small mistake, that does your sister play tennis? That's a mistake. It's football instead of tennis. So, next case. Complete each sentence with the correct word, don't or doesn't. So, this is the task for you. You need to complete it and comment it down below. So, that's all for today's video. Thank you all and have a nice day.